we're gonna find out what happened to some of the OG Fortnite YouTubers, starting with Daequan. You see, Daequan was one of those YouTubers who was both funny and very good at the game. You rarely get those nowadays, because when the pro player does try to crack a joke, it ends up like this.
Broke off like an iPad kid.
During Fortnite's prime, Daequan was on top of the world. He was in one of the biggest pro teams with Myth and Hamlins. He was averaging millions of views per video and was basically living the dream job until May of 2019 when he would stop posting out of nowhere. Fans were left confused, wondering where this guy went. But shortly before his disappearance, Daequan would release a video discussing his past, which offered a few hints to where he might have gone.
So like, I'm 20, you know, I had a really high paying job. It was nice. And then I got extremely sick, bro. Like, I got extremely sick. I was sick for 3.5 years, like very, very, very sick.
He claimed he tried going to the doctors to find some sort of cure, but the doctors were no help.
Like, I had been to so many different doctors, so many different specialists and shit, and like nobody could tell me what the was wrong with me, right? And then 3 months went by, and then 6 months went by, and then a year went by, and that's when I really started getting depressed. Cause I'm just like, okay, well, when the is this shit gonna end, you know? I literally had to quit my job, so I couldn't dedicate to the schedule or anything. I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't go to the gym anymore. I couldn't hang out with my friends. I was literally just sitting in my bed.
Luckily, 3 years would go by, and the unknown sickness would slowly disappear. But before wrapping up the story, Daequan would say this.
And like, to this day, like, I still never knew what was wrong with me, and I still have those feelings sometimes in my stomach. But like, I just kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of like fight through it and ignore it as if it's not even there.
And in May 30th of 2019, he would confirm his sickness came back. The worst type of stomach problems are the ones where you don't know what the cause is, so you're just always in pain, nauseated, and don't know how to make it go away. Sorry for the lag lately, it's high-key driving me insane. Hopefully we figure it out soon. I'm trying. He would then give us an update 2 months later by saying, I feel better than what I used to. Not where I want to be, because I'm not 100%, but I miss y'all so much that it depresses me. A little more time, and we live. However, after posting that tweet, Daequan wouldn't upload on YouTube for another 4 months. And when he posted again, he was claiming that he was back in action, ready to get back on the grind.
You know, I'm gonna be back super consistent on everything soon enough.
And now it's been almost 5 years now, and the man still isn't back. But your boy might have a theory of when Daequan will return. You see, since he hasn't been back in full force since like 2019, which is around the time his prime Fortnite, my theory is that Daequan's gonna return with the return of OG Fortnite. Because what we've been seeing so far, it looks like it's gonna be a one-to-one recreation of the OG game. I mean, they're bringing freaking Double Pump back, and Daequan's literally the guy that started that trend. So this man's definitely gotta make a comeback. You even have Myth on Twitter tagging Daequan almost daily, begging him to come back to the game. So who knows? As of right now, Daequan's future remains uncertain, but an OG YouTuber who is certain to come back is Ceday. If you don't know who Ceday is, he was one of the legendary OG Fortnite YouTubers who just posted random gameplay funny moments.
That nigga, that brother is way too sensitive. I'm black. I can say that.
During Fortnite's OG days, Ceday was posting consistently. Every time a new season or wacky update dropped, Ceday was on the case. He was gonna make a video on it. Bro was living life, having fun making videos on Fortnite, until the highly controversial Season 10 dropped, which ultimately changed Ceeday's content forever. The man was uploading less, and you can see in his videos that he had little to no interest in the game. Things would only get worse when the OG map would pretty much get destroyed by the black hole, and all the fun memories Ceday would make on the game would get destroyed. He would take a break from Fortnite for over 4 months, which was a record at the time for Ceday. The new map just wasn't as good as the OG one, and the content wasn't that good either. They added AI bots to Fortnite, which pretty much got rid of all the noobs you would find in the game, and had the balls to remove every single goofy item, except for the harpoon gun. So needless to say, there wasn't that much content for Ceday to make a video on. Other than the lightsabers they added in that Star Wars update, that was pretty much it. And Ceday would drop his last video when the new season dropped, then vanish without a trace. Fans didn't know what happened to Ceday, or if he would ever come back, until he would post a story on his Instagram that would clear things up. Can confirm, this will 100% be my last Fortnite video. The game died at the black hole. Epic has proven time and time again that they don't give an F. Nothing matters but ads. LaMail, they got Cardi B on the radio. Bro, effing Cardi B. Can't wait to stream Fall Guys though. So judging from the post, it It seemed like Ceday was just burnt out from the game and was looking for the next big thing, which honestly, I don't blame him. If you're making videos on the same game for that such of a long time, you're gonna get tired of it eventually. About a year later, Ceday would go live on his channel, streaming the Galactus event, and things weren't looking too good.
For the future of me uploading, it's looking grim. I don't know. Depends on what they do with Season 5, because besides Fortnite, there aren't any other games that are fun enough to, make content on. So we'll see.
Season 5 came and gone, and the chances of Ceday coming back were at an all-time low. It sounded like it was time for him to hang up the jersey and call it quits. But on Christmas of 2021, when his views were at an all-time low, Ceday would come back.
It's not easy to explain a nearly 2-year absence. And let's be real, those last 2 years were no normal 2 years, man. That was one long, continuous ass whooping.
He explained how he lost interest in the game, and all the events that happened in 2020 didn't help him either.
It was the perfect shitstorm to keep me from coming back.
And now Ceday was back. He would surpass all the odds. But before hopping into his first match, Ceday would promise this.
There might be rough patches where you don't see me for a while, but until I can reach that goal of 10 mil, there's no way I'm going to just quit forever. I will be back again and again. Maybe I'll try something new, who knows? But YouTube, you don't have to ban me to stop me from trying.
Which now brings us to present day. He's posted one more video since then and hasn't came back since. But like Ceday just said, he ain't gonna be gone forever. So I don't think the question is if Ceday will ever return, it's when. Which is the same thing that goes for Tfue. I'm sure you guys already know who Tfue was, so I don't gotta explain the backstory of him, but he was another pro Fortnite YouTuber who was just authentic and wasn't screaming at the camera every 2 seconds. However, in the beginning of 2003, Tfue would announce that he was quitting video games. He made a 40-minute long video showcasing his entire YouTube journey, and it was honestly very well made. And in this video, Tfue gets a little bit vulnerable and talks about how Fortnite almost ruined his life.
I feel like early in my gaming career, I used gaming to kind of escape from reality, and I feel like now I use reality to escape from fucking work.
Now I know a 9-to-5 job is probably 10 times harder than YouTube, but content creation isn't that easy. It's almost like you're on stage with a packed crowd trying to entertain your audience daily. And if the audience does start to lose interest, then there goes your chance. You're done. Also with a 9-to-5 job, it's very easy to just turn your brain off and forget about it when you clock out. But when you're a YouTuber, there's no clocking out on YouTube. That thing's on your mind 24/7. Anyways.
And I feel like majority of my life has been in front of a screen, which is, I wouldn't take it back for the world. But I just feel like I need a break,
Tfue would then fulfill his promise and take a break for a while. But before leaving, he would say this.
Will you be back someday, dude?
I'll be back someday.
Needless to say, Tfue's just out there living the dream life. He comes back to Fortnite once in a while, and his future on YouTube is looking bright. However, the same thing can't be said for Fearless, because it's been over 4 years since his last video, and we don't know where the heck this man is. Some claim he went back to college, still plays the game, but just doesn't upload, or even died. I can tell you for a fact that the man is not dead, because Fearless recently updated his YouTube handle, and you have to be alive to do that. So, the man is clearly on social media, but why isn't he posting? Well, one of the main possible reasons is that his videos take a long time to make. He has to record the footage, chop it down to just the funny moments, and spend hours of work on After Effects. And if you've seen his videos, you know he goes crazy on them effects. Now you're probably thinking, but just Dans, why doesn't he just hire an editor to do it for him? Well, first off, it ain't that easy. You see, when you hire an editor, you gotta train them to learn your editing style. They're not gonna get it right off the bat. And since Fearless's editing style is so complex, it would probably take over a year for the editor to master that. And I want to have GTA 6 before this man uploads again, so yeah, that ain't happening. And second off, I'm pretty sure he just likes to edit his own videos. I know a lot of big YouTubers like Mark Rober do the same thing. Fearless probably just loves the creativity behind the edit, choosing what goes in and the jokes you can make out of it. But I honestly think that that's killing him in the same way. Having the pressure of your next video topping the last one, making it better in every single way to please your audience, is a lot. it can get to people's head very easily, which is why very few creators are able to do that, and the creators that can do that, well, they got a full-on team. He probably wishes that he could just snap his finger and boom, a video's fully edited and ready to go. But as we know, it ain't that easy. Another possible reason for Fearless's disappearance might be due to some family issues. I mean, the man said it himself on a live stream.
It's personal? I mean, a little bit, and another thing is it just like, it doesn't matter.
So what if, hypothetically, someone close to him like his grandma died, or his parrot that's in that leaked photo? That could take a huge hit on your mental health. It seems like he's already dealing with mental health issues and the pressure of YouTube as it is. So when you add the loss of a loved one onto that, it doesn't get that much easier. However, once again, this is just a theory I thought of, and I wouldn't wish this on anyone. But it could be a good explanation to why Fearless hasn't uploaded in nearly 4 years. However, the last theory that I'm gonna make, which seems the most likely, and is honestly sad to think about, which is that Fearless is retired from YouTube, and he's got no plans to come back. You see, a YouTuber by the name of Calix made a full-on investigation hunting down Fearless, trying to find out where he was. And he was actually able to get in contact with a former friend of Fearless known as Pigo, who was in multiple videos and even got a shout out by the man himself. Pigo claimed that Fearless deleted his Discord, which was the only thing Pigo had contact with him on. And you're probably now wondering, how does that have any correlation with him retiring from YouTube? Well, earlier in the video, Calix finds another comment from one of Fearless's friends who said that they used to play Valorant together, but he stopped playing video games. You see the connection now? So my theory is that Fearless is done from the internet. He had his fun playing video games, making YouTube videos, and now he's done and ready to go back to the real world. Kinda like Tfue. It's also not as crazy of a theory because when you think about it, the man Fearless is basically set for life. Here we have a video from one of my friend's channels that made over $1,000 off of just 300,000 views. So imagine how much money Fearless is making off of 20, 40, even 60 million views, dude. Like, I'm telling you, man, bro's got generational wealth. He doesn't even need to upload. Plus, judging from the last 2 points, he might not want to upload again. I would say that with the return of OG Fortnite, we could get Fearless back, but I don't think that's the case this time around, because the OG map came back last year and bro didn't even budge. Like, at least Ceeday made some Instagram posts on it. Fearless did nothing. No Instagram story, no YouTube video, which honestly makes me think that if the OG map can't bring back Fearless, nothing will. However, Fearless, if you're watching this video, I want you to prove me wrong right now. And if you're planning on retiring, just give us one more vid. End your channel off with a bang. Go all in. Make the best video on the frickin' internet. You could pull a Spider-Man No Way Home and bring back the big-year-old kid. Run a squad with Ceday and Daequan. Take down the sweats that don't know what double pump is. Or even just post another Minecraft video. Like, we don't care. We just want you to upload again. You made mine and so many other people's childhood, and your videos are just something that can't be replaced.